Bro, the Titanic.
Sub was gone. There was no question in my mind.
There's a lot of conspiracies around like the Titanic.
Boom. Bro, if it doesn't work, you're smelling nothing but shit.
I don't know. My childhood, we were like mainly outside. Shitty music, no one's talking. Welcome back to the Muddy Roots Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Ryan here with Gage, Robert, and Bill. For our YouTube viewers, if you haven't noticed, we're in a new room, and I just wanted to say we're in a transition into a newer place. So if you bear with us, this is the in-between right now. But yeah, let's take a cup and get started. So how was your guys' day?
Bro,
like
this-
old man, dude.
I forget I'm not at the end.
My day was good. I
Bro,
didn't get
this
a lot of sleep
weekend
last
is
night.
going by so quick.
The weekend?
The
or the
weekend. Both. The week and the weekend.
Yeah,
I
same with,
swear, yesterday, I worked yesterday, and then I have to work tomorrow. That's what it feels like. It sucks.
I want this weekend to blow by. I want to get into the next work week, get rid of that because I'm off all in 2 weeks.
What are you doing?
For a full week? Nothing. My in-laws are in town, so we're gonna hike, swim, do some stuff. I haven't taken a day off in like a year since starting the job.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's been like 13 months, almost 14 months. So I'm excited.
dude, I take a day off like once a week. I just call it. I'm so fucking bad with that. Take
I do the same
advantage.
thing too.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely do not do that. But I only work 2 days a week, so I don't need to call out a whole lot. Bro, the Titanic. The whole submarine thing. You
The
guys been
Titan
checking
the
in?
submarine.
Yeah, the
Oh
Titan.
my goodness!
I just been into the memes. Like how
Memes
everybody
are
just
funny.
posted.
Yeah, they're funny.
It's not funny, but
Yeah, the situation's not funny. The memes are funny. But they're saying it imploded. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It makes a whole bunch of sense.
So they're saying it imploded. So there's this guy, he's part of the crew. He gets an email saying when they were at 3,500 feet, they lost comms and transponder. And he was like, okay, so that's just one, like he knows it imploded because the transponder's in a whole different, like, what's it called? It's just in a whole different part of the submarine where it's not connected to any of the electrical thing. So if it was comms, they would have known like electrical problem. But with both of them going out, he knew that it imploded. That's 3,500 feet. So it takes 2 hours to go down to the Titanic, and it's a 12,500 down there. So that means they're 30 minutes in, right? The second day of the search and rescue, they said they heard banging. They were still alive. But that guy pretty much confirmed that they were dead at 30 minutes into the...
Who is this that
Track.
confirmed?
I can pull it up. Hold on.
Because what I read was that they only had enough oxygen for 6 hours or 8 hours, something like that, and it takes 6 hours to get down there. So they had extra 2 hours of oxygen, and they lost communication within the first 2 hours, and then it took them 2 hours to go down 2,500 feet.
No, it's the whole thing is 2 hours down. You're 6 hours or 4 hours swimming around trying to find the Titanic, because they actually don't have anything to actually find the Titanic. They have to like search for it, and then it's 2 hours up. It's just an 8-hour expedition.
That's rough though. That's cutting it kind of close with oxygen.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
Wait,
guess
is a
they
lot
had
of
like
people gone?
5. Oh yeah, so there was like two or three expeditions before it, and one of the guys, he was saying that they took their 2 hours down, and then they spent 3 hours and 50 minutes trying to find the Titanic.
But
And
they
then-
came back up.
And then they last second found it, and so they only could look at it for 10 minutes and came back up. Yeah.
They can't drop like a tracker or something to
beacon?
know. Yeah, a beacon or something to know where to go from. Like once you find it, now that you can go accurately.
Yeah, that's what's weird to me. With all the coordinates and stuff, I feel like you'd be able to
Right.
locate it.
Or at least have an easier drop spot to where you can, okay, it's in this general area. Probably take us like 30 minutes to find it.
Yeah. That would make more sense.
You find it?
Yeah.
Monday morning, when I first found out about the incident, got on a whole bunch of calls and emails. It's a small community. Within an hour and a half, I had the following information. They were on descent. They were at 3,500 feet. They lost comms and tracking. The last one being the critical one, because the transponder that's used to track a sub during descent and on the bottom is a fully autonomous system. It's in its own pressure housing, and it has its own battery power. So for them to lose comms and tracking at the same time, sub was gone. There was no question in my mind. For days, I tried to run other scenarios that could account for it. I could come up with nothing. We got confirmation within an hour that there had been a loud bang at the same time that that comms were lost. A loud bang on the hydrophones, loss of transducer or transponder, loss of comms. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends.
And that was on the news. But yeah, they're 3,500 feet when it lost comms and the tracking, but it's a 12,500. They have to go down 12,500. And so since goddamn, for it to be 2 hours down, they were only a quarter of the way there.
Dang.
Yeah, so they died
Pretty,
early.
yeah.
like 30 minutes in. But it was like the second day of the search and rescue. They're saying that they're hearing SOS sounds and like banging.
But how do you hear SOS sound like banging and everything if you only have an allotted amount of oxygen?
Well, I think they had like 3 days worth of oxygen. And when they were doing the search and rescue at that time, it was 40 hours left, which was, they were saying was already impossible. Like there was no way they were going to save them.
So wait, what do you mean they heard sounds like just in the water? They just heard it while they
like supposedly the people were still in there. The Titan wasn't imploded, and they were banging on the thing, Morse code, just SOS.
SOS.
And they said every 30 minutes they heard it, but then this guy's saying they imploded at like 30 minutes in.
So there's no way. If that imploded, then they're done.
Yeah, so someone's lying. Someone's
Well, I was gonna say, so how did they? Don't they have this thing like, you know how dolphins have like the eco sound or
talking
whatever?
about the sonars.
The sonar thing, and then they can like I'm pretty sure some submarines have that where they can hear something and they can like it pops up on the radar, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's the banging they were hearing. It was through so you can like sonar sound and like objects.
Right.
Oh,
But since they were supposedly at the Titanic, they are getting sonar from the Titanic, the objects. So they focused on the sounds.
That's crazy.
That's another thing. If you can use the sonar to find the Titanic, why is it taking you 2 hours to find the
Exactly,
Titanic
yeah.
instead of
The way this guy did it, he was trying to be cheap about it. So
I
if
can
you
tell,
if you
'cause
didn't look,
he used the controller.
Yeah, he
just
had a
to steer
controller.
The damn thing.
like an Xbox controller
Yeah.
almost? Yeah. You see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
To control the
bad.
whole submarine.
It's at the bottom
Yeah.
of the ocean, and it looks like an Xbox
Oh, okay, I
controller.
saw
He
that.
did
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
where it's like, yeah, so this is how we control it. He goes like, he flicks up. He goes, we move up, move down, side to side, and then we look up, look down, and he goes, and we made it durable for like little kids, so we can just throw it around. Plus, we have board in the back, and I'm like, so it's not durable.
all I'm saying
is
though
crazy.
is with it imploding, that's like the best case scenario.
Yes.
In this situation, you don't want to be stuck down there
No.
waiting
Hell
for
no.
oxygen to deplete, and that seems like hell. And with the electrical out, you're freezing, so you're like shivering. You're
That's true.
you're dying. You're losing oxygen. So
Yeah, you'd
That thing
rather
is
implode.
freaking small too. The inside of that, bro. I'm claustrophobic. Just like looking at them sitting in there while they're in land. Like everybody's just like sitting down like this. It's pretty much just like right here, and then the submarine's just right there.
Dang.
That is my claustrophobia would be like through the roof.
Okay, so who was on the submarine? So obviously, I've heard that they were all rich people. But do you
yeah,
guys know
I don't know
anyone,
their
like,
names.
Yeah.
Anyone
I just
super
know-
important or no?
I just know there was an 18-year-old. He went with his dad.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go on there, but it was Father's Day, so he was like, "Okay, I'm just to please you." And he goes on there, and he's stuck down there with them.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Crazy. There's a lot of conspiracies around like the Titanic and
yeah,
all that though. Have you guys heard of all those conspiracies with like the Rockefellers and that?
yeah. Are you talking about
Oh.
where,
J.P.
like,
Morgan and
the like fire in the Titanic was like going on while they're doing it, and it was
Well-
like weakening the hull.
Well, so over
I heard that
there
one.
on the Titanic, the one of the conspiracies that I've heard about is J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers, a few other people that wanted the Federal Reserve to be passed. They were going to get on the Titanic, so they put everybody, all the rich folk, on the Titanic, and then they sunk it on purpose and they got off before it left. And then, because I can't remember. I think it's like the 14th of whatever month, the Titanic sunk. The 15th, the Federal Reserve gets passed. The 16th, or maybe it's the 16th, because I think the 15th they all met on Jekyll Island. It's another conspiracy.
Oh,
The J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers. There's a lot of conspiracies behind that whole thing.
jeez.
Because you guys know what the Federal Reserve is? Where
That's our money backing, isn't it?
yeah, so if the United States needs more money, they go to the Federal Reserve and say, "Hey, can I take out another $10 billion, $10 trillion loan?" And so you take a loan out on ourselves, pretty much.
That's wild.
But back then, I was reading a book on it. Back then, J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers, a few other groups, they like pretty much owned the Federal Reserve, and so they got all that equity. It's pretty crazy.
Damn. The
Wow.
Rockefellers, they're the America's richest family ever.
There's still like people who believe they still are.
They were the last people to monopolize the oil company.
Oh yeah.
And he was the reason why they took off, dude. Yeah, they run the world. They run the world.
So yeah, when people talk about like world government and stuff, they think that those kind of people are still in charge.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of people who believe Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they're not the richest people in the world.
Yeah, the Rockefellers paid to get their
Name
was
off
it?
of
Yeah,
Forbes.
the
Right.
net worth off. So no one knows how much they have.
That's crazy.
Because in the book that I was reading, it actually said that J.P. Morgan, the Rockefellers, and there's a couple other families. I just keep forgetting the name. But it's like 4 families owned like 70% of the world's wealth
Yeah.
at one point.
4 families.
4 families.
Yeah.
70%. It was stupid.
It's crazy, dude.
Golly.
But so yeah, that's part of the conspiracy is that the Titanic sunk so that they could get richer because there are certain people that didn't want them to pass laws. And so they said, "Oh, come check out the ship," and then sunk it.
Wasn't there a conspiracy theory of the Titanic ship not being the Titanic? Like it was something
I
else.
swear there was. That sounds
Like it was
familiar.
called something else. It was named something else. But then they said I don't know what it was, or like they made it look like it was the Titanic to this day, but it's not really Titanic. The Titanic to this day, or the Titanic that they claim is still on waters, on seas. But I don't know.
Oh, really?
I
They're saying
swear
it's another
I
ship?
saw something like that.
What were you saying about the whole? Someone lit a fire so the hole would get bigger.
So from what I remember was it was like the Titanic, the spot where the iceberg hit.
yeah.
It was like the metal was weak, and they said it was because there was a fire in that room inside, and it was weakening the hull the whole time. And they said that it must have started when they like left. That's what, and then just up until they hit the glacier.
That
that's
almost
when
sounds like they were like planning this down to the T.
Well,
And to do all that, dude, you got to be devious. To fake the ship, if it was fake, to fake the ship, to have the fire right there, and to get billions of people who's like rich and stuff, just to sink the damn thing, and then you're off somewhere else. That's devious as fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
well, if you read that book that I was talking about, it's called The Creature of Jekyll Island. It talks about their whole plan and how they all mischievously got onto like separate trains and all met up, and they were all hooded so no one recognized them and stuff. It's actually pretty crazy.
I gotta check that out.
It's a long book, bro. It's like 12,000
Okay,
pages.
maybe I'll just find like an audio. I'll find something to read it to me.
So I have the audio. The audio is like 30 hours, I want to say.
I'll just find the summary.
Let's take a cup for
Let's do it.
the Titanic. That is sad, though. And I've
It
seen
is.
some
That
actually
is sad.
messed up like memes saying like, "Oh, they're rich. Who cares?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are actually hella messed up.
Well, it's like you're signing on their contract. They have this part where it's like we're not liable for any death or anything. Like you have to know that we don't routinely do inspections on this stuff. Like
Red
it's
flag.
all just
Red flag,
It's
right there.
they're just signing their life away. There was actually one person that was supposed to go on the Titan with them, and he backed out because he read the contract.
Good for him.
Obviously, they all read it, but they were like, "Oh, we're like adventurers. We're like
We are
making history." And that one guy got off because he was like, "This is sketchy."
This reminds me of a time. So the second time I flew out to Hawaii, I was with my wife on our honeymoon. We were flying Allegiant. So if you guys know Allegiant, they're like the worst airline.
Worse than Spirit.
Spirit, yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, okay, no, Spirit's worse actually. But we're flying Allegiant because we're broke, and we get there, and our flight got delayed like 2 hours, and we're like, "What the hell?" Finally, this lady hops on, and she's just a funny girl. She's like, "Well, sorry, y'all. The flight got delayed because I guess there's a hole in the side of the plane."
I guess.
she's like, "I guess there's a hole. We just fixed it, I guess, but it's a little malleable," is what they told me. Like, couldn't say the word. She's like, "I don't know. It's supposed to be getting hard. We'll let you guys know in a minute." Hella people stood out, dude.
I guess there's a hole. I don't know.
I did not
I
go
mean,
get
I
a
went
refund.
down there and there was a hole, but I don't know. Bro, if I was on a plane and a flight attendant said that, dude, as soon as she says, "I don't know, I guess I'm getting up, walking out."
No, that shit's funny to me. Kind of going on airlines too, though. Did you guys see that meme, or not meme, that video of Spirit Airlines at the Denver airport? Actually, so it was shut down because of weather. So the guy running the whole Denver airport was like, "Oh, no aircraft supposed to take off. We're on a landlock or whatever they call it." And you see a Spirit plane taking off. And the guy's like, "Sir, you're not supposed to be flying." He's like, "You said landlock, not airlock," and just took off. And he was like, "I'm never flying Spirit again."
What?
Fuck this shit.
My partner, Masi, was there. My work partner.
Gee.
He was
You
there.
guys
He-
witnessed this.
no, he did. I wasn't there. He was on a different transport. And he saw the plane take off, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, Spirit is crazy."
You said land, not fly.
Dang.
You imagine you're on the plane. Your flight attendant comes out. "Yeah, I guess there's no phalange in."
What does that mean?
This plane doesn't even have a phalange.
That's from Friends.
Oh.
You guys don't know
Fuck,
what a phalange
dude, I
is?
need
We
to
don't
watch
even know
these
what that
shows.
is. They don't know what a phalange is.
Bro.
Do you guys know what a phalange is? I don't know what a
No,
phalange
A
is. That made up?
phalange is no, it's a finger. I think it's a finger and a pendant. But I think it's a
That's
finger.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't.
Back in my college days, I learned about it.
Oh, yeah?
So sorry, going back to the whole submarine thing. I'm into dark humor. Like, I actually like dark humor. It's kind of funny to me. As long as people aren't rude, like their lives don't matter because they're rich. But there was one, your guys' brother actually sent this to us. It was like sharing their photos, and then it had the photo or the song in the background. It's like, "Drowning, I'm drowning." I was like, "Fuck, dude."
Oh, my God.
Oh shit, that shit is messed up. But I like the dark humor, bro.
I am under the water.
Under the sea.
Do you not like dark humor?
I love dark humor.
Oh. Oh.
This nigga's in under the sea. Fuck.
If it was cheaper to go down in the submarine to go see the Titanic, would you guys do it?
Not anymore.
If it was like safe, like
If it was
you didn't have
safe,
to
if
sign
it was
your life
cheap,
away, would you guys do it?
if it was affordable, yes, I would.
If it was safe, it was cheap and affordable, and no, I still
I'm
wouldn't.
right with
Nope.
you. I'm right with you.
I'm not.
I kind of would.
I have a huge fear of the ocean.
I'm scared of the deep ocean. Yeah, 100%.
I'm scared to
I
even
am
be on
too.
bridges. Like, there's no way I'm going in the
That
water.
is, I guess I'm just a sucker for like the list. Yeah, it's safe. Yeah, it's affordable. Okay, it's safe and affordable. I'm going down.
Did you say you're a
Cut me.
sucker for lists?
Well, like the
They
things on
turn
the
them
list.
on. Oh, check.
All right, class, we're gonna make a bullet point list. Oh, yes.
My favorite part.
No,
Sucker
yeah.
for lists.
I would never. The deep sea just scares me. I can swim in the ocean and not be that weird, but to go deep, I'm like, ooh man, you don't know what's down there.
Yeah,
Bro, I had a fear of like you know how you're on the lake, you're boating or whatever, and then like you look down, you're like floating in the water, you look down, and then you just see like just nothing but just like dark, and then just like little spiral things or white things. That's what I'm scared.
Yeah.
I was scared of that for a while because like for a while it just like looked like tentacles, and so I would never just float out there. I like the rock was the only thing I would do.
Yeah, that's what scares me the most is looking down and seeing just pitch black. I don't know about the white things that you're seeing, but the pitch black, I can't.
Have you guys ever seen like clear deep water to where you can see, so like where we go jumping at the cliffs where you can see the rock, you can see how far it goes down and how it comes under.
Yeah.
And like people will kayak with like see-through kayak so they can see all the way to the bottom and stuff. Scariest thing you can see.
I've seen the one
It's
with
insane.
the I guess it's like a pool or whatever, and they like dive in. As soon as they dive in, like they see a whole nother like freaking tunnel or whatever. It was on Instagram. It was on TikTok for a while. I think Will Smith visited, but like as soon as you dive in, it's just fucking it's deep.
Oh,
Deep as fuck.
the deepest pool in the world.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's literally a
I've only
tunnel
seen
going
that
all
one.
the way down to
Is
the
that
ground.
for NASA? NASA uses that one?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
It's open to the public, I want to say.
Oh,
I heard it's
hell
expensive.
Yeah, and people free dive that. Like people, it depends on how far you go, but if you go down, there's free diving pretty deep down, and then past that, scuba diving, and like it's insane. But it looks cool.
would not.
I would do that.
I would do that, but I wouldn't free dive.
No,
Taking a tank with me.
Yeah,
Taking
I can't hold my
else.
breath that long. 30 seconds is about all you'll get.
I'd like to think I would do a submarine like expedition or something, but I just don't think so. If I'm being realistic, it looks cool. Like, do you guys remember watching Spy Kids when they did that?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, like
that
that
looks
whole
safe and fun.
they were all smiling.
Pressing all the buttons.
Yeah, that was so sick, but I just don't think I would.
Especially in that Titan one, they're just like, have their legs crossed, sitting, just staring at each other.
Exactly. What are they doing?
The fucking the porta potty is just like a little bag that you just put like in the seat. There's no door. You're taking the shit in front of everyone if you have to.
Did you hear when they did like a little tour on that and then they opened up that lid? They're like, yeah, this is the toilet. I hope it works, bro. If it doesn't work, you're smelling nothing but shit in the thing. If they're still alive to this day, they're just sitting there fuming with shit.
Well, it's not made to go out. You're shitting in the bag, zipping it up, and you're putting it away.
That's
Because at that deep, you can't you can't leave any cracks or anything.
right,
When you're
open
loading.
it.
true.
That's gross.
Yeah,
I
but
cannot.
it's not made to be used because it's 8 hours of exploring. You're just gonna get up and hold everything in and go take a shit at your house. But for those guys, they most likely, if they didn't implode, they had to use that shit
Oh, yeah.
in front of everyone.
I heard that they they found debris of the submarine.
Right. I heard that they found it as far as like 600-700 yards away from where they were
Where they
last
initially-
seen,
Yeah,
and it was like a propeller this way and a piece over there, and they were nowhere near each other.
Have you seen the videos of people reenacting what imploding like looks like? It's insane.
Yeah,
it is.
I saw someone do it on a 50-gallon like steel drum, and it's all of a sudden it's good, and it just boom, like smashes hella small. It's like, oh dang,
Yeah, you're instantly
done.
everywhere, like
Oh yeah.
squished. There's no way you're surviving that, or like trying to get like bones out of there. There's no way. It's all just gonna be dust.
Well, that's what one video I was watching. He was like going through the whole thing, and it was all just on picture. And it was like, oh yeah, it would implode. The outside of it would get the temperature would rise to the surface of the sun.
I saw the same thing,
and it was like, and it'd be gone in 30 milliseconds. So like 0.03.
which is why a lot of people are saying that was hopefully the best option that happened. It's just
You wouldn't know.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing, and they're saying like their brains wouldn't even like notice that something was wrong,
Yeah.
and it just fucking just like that.
You guys watch Mythbusters?
That's scary, dude.
Blink and all of a
love
sudden you're up there
Mythbusters.
dabbing up.
Yeah.
Mythbusters.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Do you guys watch Mythbusters?
Yeah.
Mythbusters, or do you know of it? I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah. So Mythbusters did one, and this was a while back, of kind of the same thing, but you know those scuba diving suits with the big old metal head, like those,
Yeah.
where they dropped him down and then they increase his pressure so that he can implode. There was like a split second where they didn't think anything was happening, and then you can just kind of see the armor go shrink a little bit. And then they had a dummy in there. It's one of those dummies that has blood in him, and it has all the red stuff. And they were just like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And they just like crinkled a little bit, and they're like, "Is that it?" And then the head just floats off, and then you can see inside start to fill up with all this red liquid, like in the suit.
Shit.
Yeah, but obviously that's not. It's a bigger object, so the crush would be different. But just it was insane.
God damn.
Mythbusters did some crazy stuff though. I actually really like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of good stuff.
Bro, they were actually suing some like new TikTok channels and stuff like Cap or Slap, or there's a few other ones like that where they're doing Mythbuster type stuff, and they're like, "You stole our idea."
Really? Don't you have to have some sort of trademark
Yeah,
or
I was about to say.
something?
They probably
on-
did though, because they were big when we were kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't Slap or Cap though; it was someone else. I remember they had to do a whole video like, "Hey guys, Mythbusters is on to us for
Wow.
stealing
That is
their
crazy.
idea."
But Mythbusters aren't even a thing anymore, right? They
No.
don't make.
I think they honestly just wanted to make more money.
Oh, yeah. Greedy.
Greedy. Let's take a couple real quick.
Let's do it.
Mythbusters.
Talking about movies that used to be around when we were kids versus they're not anymore. Are there any that you guys like miss or anything? Or
Ooh,
like
let
have
me
childhood memories with? Maybe not miss, but just childhood memories.
The only one I could think of, not childhood though, is like when I was in high school, was Coraline. Love that movie. The soundtrack on that is crazy good.
Oh, it's a
Coraline.
movie?
Yeah,
Oh, the
Coraline.
dolls?
The Coraline.
Is that the dog?
Yeah, it's
With
like
button
the
eyes?
button eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that movie is like nostalgic to me.
I didn't watch that really.
I haven't really.
Cece
watched
loves it. There's a lot of like hidden clues on when she's with her family versus when she's with her button-eyed family. I don't know
Yeah.
what the difference is, but
Oh, it's that scary one?
Yeah, it's supposed to be scary. It's not really, but I guess for like the intended audience, the kids, it's probably scary to them.
you were one of the characters for Halloween.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
Who?
you and
Number
my
9?
sister.
That's all I remember. Number 9.
Who?
Is
Oh,
it
no,
number
no.
9? Same movie.
What's his name? I'm blanking.
I said that so confidently.
Number 9.
It was that starts with a W, dude. He's like the main guy in there.
No, I don't know. A movie that made.
Number 9's its own movie.
I don't know that movie either.
I'm saying like a movie
So-
or like a TV series that you used to watch growing up.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. That one used to scare me just
You-
because of like the. I don't know. Have you guys seen them?
Return the
That one.
slab.
Oh.
Oh my,
Oh my
god.
gosh.
Scary as fuck. Used to have nightmares because of that.
Isn't there? There's a conspiracy theory on that one, right?
There
Yeah,
is.
yeah. there
Courage
is.
the Cowardly Dog was like he was an emotion for the
There's a couple.
or something like that
Emotion
Yeah.
for the what?
for the lady Miriam
Muriel.
Mariel.
Muriel?
There's a couple of them. There's the other one is that Hustis was abusive and Courage was the one that was getting in between. That's why Hustis comes off as like being a monster and stuff, and he always tries to save his mom, stuff like that. But it's a deeper message.
But yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog was probably my TV show.
That's a good one.
I did not like that one. I never watched it really.
Are there any TV shows or anything that you guys were not allowed to watch?
SpongeBob.
Which is so weird. I've
That's
heard
weird.
that.
Yeah,
dude.
that's a huge
That's
one.
a Utah thing.
My mom just told me not to watch it because she said you don't learn anything from SpongeBob.
Well, yeah, that's probably why I am the way I am.
So
Because she didn't care about the humor or anything. She was just like, she was big on development when we were kids. And so it was like, you watch stuff that's good for your brain and stuff that's going to help you develop into like a better person.
Yeah.
And SpongeBob does not do that.
I've heard a lot of people were saying like SpongeBob do like they crack adult jokes in a
Oh,
kid
yeah,
they do.
way, and that's the reason why they couldn't watch it.
yeah, they do.
They
'cause-
do.
So
Yeah.
weird.
I
'cause
remember
back then
watching.
we never caught them, but nowadays when you see clips on YouTube or on TikTok, like you're just like, oh shit, dude, they really said this.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one, dude, is when they're going down. Him and Patrick and Mr. Krabs is telling him not to go sit on the fish hooks, and they're like testing him out, and they keep going back, and they're getting hooked.
Yeah,
And it was talking about like how that was a reference or a sneaky way to reference like hookers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, even now I don't even know. I'm completely oblivious to this.
Yeah,
What is
hookers.
going on?
I've also heard the same thing about it being drugs and you're getting hooked,
Yeah.
stuff
Jeez.
like that.
Well, I remember one episode when I was a kid because I would go to my buddy's house who could watch it, and I would just watch it at his house. And there was an episode where they were like swearing, but it would bleep it out and do like a
Dolphin noise.
yeah, dolphin
Dolphin
noise. And I remember as a kid being like, "This is crazy. This is a kid show, and they're just swearing like that. You don't hear the words." But could never watch it at my house. But my buddy Wested, always over there. I'd watch it.
That episode. So they were telling the like voice actors for SpongeBob and Patrick to like not actually cuss, but like say like substitute it.
That's
Yeah,
good. Yep.
with a different
Yeah,
word.
we'll take it.
And they actually couldn't, so they just started cussing. They were just like, it's gonna get bleeped anyways. And there's like raw footage of like SpongeBob
really?
cussing and Patrick cussing.
That's cool.
I think one of the TV shows that we weren't allowed to watch was Futurama.
Oh, that's
We couldn't
a
watch
full on
Futurama.
adult show.
I have still to this day I haven't even seen Futurama, so I don't even know what the whole
What
deal
is
was.
it?
I
You
don't
guys
know.
what it is?
It's like
The show, yeah, but I've never seen it.
it's like an alien world. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's like a
It's-
girl with purple hair, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
And she has like one eyeball.
one eyeball. They got
That robot dude, the scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no clue what the show's about.
Me neither. Haven't even seen it still to this day.
Futurama.
It's very explicit though.
Oh, my family, we PG-13 was as high as I could go until like high school age.
Dang.
You guys really held that standard, and you guys didn't
Oh,
watch it.
yeah. My
That's
mom
what's up.
was very strict, and honestly, sometimes PG-13 was too high for us because I don't know if you guys remember, but PG-13 was way more regulated when we were kids. I don't even look at movie ratings anymore, but it's kind of got like we've all become desensitized to some of these things, like cursing and like sex in movies and stuff like that. And so now you'll see sex in PG-13 movies.
No way. What?
But it's not like
Nudity.
actual sex. No nudity.
No nudity,
It's just
that's the
like
thing.
the intense moment. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Oh, what the fuck?
Whereas back then, I remember they had a rating X. Do you guys remember rating X? It was X was after R.
Oh my
Which was like 50 Shades of Grey probably would have been rated X.
Jeez.
And now it's just rated. I bet it's rated R. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's not PG-13.
No.
But
There's certain rules that
you
you gotta
imagine?
follow still. Yeah, like you can't show any nudity unless it was an R, and you can't say the F word more than 2 times. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. PG-13 is just
PG-13.
once. And that's
You
it.
get 1 for PG-13. That's it.
we were my mom was way strict on that. Music, way strict on like no F-bombs in music.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good because I don't even think my mom, as far as music, I don't think my mom cared. I think she did, but I just didn't think that she cared, so I just listened to it anyways. But
Yeah.
that's good that she did that.
My parents tried, but they were into those movies and that type of music, so it was hard for them to regulate. And then when we're all doing stuff together and they put on a rated R movie that's not like because there's some of them that are rated R just because of the action and the killing and stuff, and we'll watch it and they're like, okay, well this rated R movie is fine, but other ones aren't, so
Yeah.
we'd have to only watch it with them. And then my parents loved like NWA and listening to LL Cool J and other rappers that cuss and stuff. So they tried to regulate it. I mean, I actually got my ass kicked one time for listening to Afro Man. You guys listen to Afro Man?
Okay, yeah. Understandable. How old were you?
I was in like 6th grade.
Yeah,
so
understandable.
Which song?
The song, the one,
The one and only song.
Colt 45?
no, not Colt 45. Oh,
Because
it
it
is
got
Colt
high?
45.
Yeah.
Because I got high.
Yeah, no, it wasn't because I got high. It was Colt 45. So
Oh yeah,
like-
Colt 45.
As long as you weren't rapping the whole thing, that's crazy. If
No.
they walk in and you're rapping the whole thing.
I was in the shower, dude. I put on my iPod and I went in the shower and then I just went shing and the belt came and I got whipped
In the
butt
shower.
naked, bro. It
Damn.
was great.
No protection. Just,
Nope.
No, fuck.
Butt naked.
Oh, imagine you just showering, having good times. Woo! Freaking get dunked.
Yep, it was. Oh man. But we couldn't watch Johnny Bravo.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, your sister told me.
Yep.
Yeah.
We couldn't watch Johnny Bravo.
What was that?
Understandable. Like honestly.
He's like a wannabe ladies man. He looks like Elvis almost with the shades that Robert likes to wear, the black shirt and like big old blonde hair. But he was like super degrading to women, and he,
Oh, kind of a buff dude.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we were not allowed to watch that show.
Degrading to women.
Yeah.
I did
That's
not. I've never
understandable.
seen that one. But
I've only seen like a few episodes. Haven't like dove into it.
that's just like how you subtly threw out there. You wore shades like Rob. I'm like, oh wow.
And then you knew who I was talking about. You're like, oh, the buff one.
I like your shades, bro. Did you guys get regulated at all? You two?
I don't know. My childhood, we were like mainly outside. I don't remember much of like being inside and watching stuff, except for
Yeah.
movies, which is just the way you like mentioned. They just made sure there wasn't any sex scenes, like killing, blood, gore, all that shit was fine.
Yeah, because what I remember growing up is that the majority of our time was outside. The only time we were inside is if we were just eating, like getting ready for bed, waking up, waiting for our cousins, because we lived in a house where it was 1 story, like 3-4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, and there was like 4 of us, four of us families there, and like we had like one family in the second living room, one family in the first living room, and then we had just, like each family had each rooms. So yeah, like me and my cousins, we would wake up, or I would wake up, I would get ready for the day, and then we go out to the living room, which was our meeting spot, to see who was awake, and then like the first cousin that would come out, then we would go play outside, and that's literally how the majority of our day was. We just spend everything and every time outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally wouldn't be like, it wasn't like a law that you couldn't go back inside, but we just weren't allowed to go back inside. Like you just stayed outside, like almost
drink
all
out of the
day, every
hose.
day. Oh yeah, the hose water.
Let it run for a little bit and then drink out of those.
Yeah.
Bro. Well, there was a TikTok I was watching of this guy who so one dude was saying, man, all you guys talking about how you used to drink out of the hose. What was the sink broke or something? And then it was a stitch. So the next guy comes on and he's talking in like a mythical voice or whatever. And he's just like, well, there used to be a mythical land called the outside.
Were sinks not an option?
Yes, the garden hose. Of course, yes, we drank from it. You see, in our times, we weren't actually permitted in the household because that's where the grown-ups lived. And we, of course, were children. We lived in this feral world called the outside.
And the inside was only allowed for the adults. So us children, we had to stay outside. And he's actually super funny with it. But it's just like, he actually brought up the hosting.
Yeah.
He was like, or the hosting. He was like, you gotta. He's like, but the wise ones, we would turn on the water, the sweet nectar of the hose, and we knew not to go because it would bite you at the beginning or something like that. And he was like, all the young ones would go try to take a drink right after you turn it on, and they would get burned in the mouth and all this stuff. But it's actually funny. He was actually super funny with it.
And we would have to experience that of drinking from the water hose. You see, and the younglings, the younger of us all, they were not the wise ones. They would stand there first, waiting, so thirsty for the delicious nectar from this hose. But this hose was a viper, for that first taste was hot, hotter than the sun, and it would spit directly in their face. The wisest of us all would wait back until the water became cooled, and then we would take our drink. But of course, you are correct. We did have to do this. They were tougher times indeed.
Dude, our garage spot was the chill spot. And it was only the adults were the only ones that's allowed in there. And I remember for the longest time, like I would always try to like go out to the garage while they're hanging out, but I'd always get sent back in, so I'd go straight back outside. And then I would like test my limits. I'd like open up the garage, peek my head out, and as soon as they look at me, then I'll close it. And then I'll open up the garage, look outside. If they look at me and then look away, then okay, I'm cool. I walk inside.
Dude,
You sound annoying as hell, bro. I would not.
I was. I'm not gonna lie.
I would
really
have been
was
like,
annoying.
oh man, this kid is dig him inside.
that shit's the worst though, because yeah, like everyone would go in the garage. Kids weren't allowed to be, but all my brothers would be in the garage. My cousins are all in the garage. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out in the garage. Second, I open the door, like close the fucking door, and I'm like, fuck, dude, everyone's fucking out there. I swear I was bullied when I was little. That shit.
I don't remember that.
By who? Who bullied you?
This one the most. This one the most.
Dang,
I
dude.
don't remember that.
Not even Richard, your oldest brother?
A little bit.
No,
Sometimes,
Richard was my
sometimes.
bully.
Yeah.
That dude was my bully.
Dang, he beat you up a lot.
every day. We would do like fake like WWE moves. We'd try them out because this is like in our WWE phase. Like we would watch it and then they say like, "Do not try this at home." I look at like my brother would look at me and say, "Hey, let's try this." Okay, and then we'll start off fake wrestling, turned up real fighting, and it was the worst. Getting picked up, slammed on the wall, picked up, slammed on my head.
Damn.
That sounds.
That was my bully. So my anger and frustration, I let it out in a positive way. I just wrote on my journal.
Let's take a cup for your journal.
Getting slammed everywhere. Sounds like 50 Shades of Grey. Picked up on the wall. Picked up on the ground. The most positions right there.
Bro, have you guys seen that movie?
No.
Yeah.
I have, yeah. It's not that good, to be honest.
It's not. No.
Some people say the first one's better than. I think there's 3 now.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think they're that good. Maybe if there was a more beautiful lady as the actress, maybe it would have been good. No shame to her, but
I think she's cute.
I think so too.
Don't know.
I don't know. I didn't get into it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I only seen the second one. And it just was like, it felt weird. It was like, this guy has a lot of money, so everything he's doing is okay. But if it was like a homeless guy doing that, it wouldn't be. It just felt weird.
well, yeah.
So it has nothing to do with consent for you. It's just money or not or no money.
No, it's the fact that they're giving him consent because he has money.
Oh,
Well, honestly, he was kind of degrading the women as well.
Yeah, it wasn't. They weren't really giving him consent. It was just like, and there's like one scene. It was like, I don't know how to explain it.
I thought she like signs up for it almost. Like she's down to do it, and there's like certain things that she needs to be okay with, and he just does whatever he wants.
Well, so that's what it is, but at least in the first one, and I don't remember it a lot because I watched it a long time ago. But she didn't have like, from what I remember, like the most confidence, and so it's like he almost took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So she was willing to try pretty much anything.
Yeah, but everyone liked it because of that. Like he was like a rich guy.
What was that?
He just spilled all over.
Son of a bitch! I didn't even drink a single drop, and it just dumped on me.
You spilled a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was that much.
Much.
No, that's the microphone shadow I see.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
it
just
looked
that,
like a
just
lot.
that.
Somebody give him a bib.
I need a bib.
He has one on his chin.
Oh, guys.
We're talking about movie.
So anyway, 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about.
I know. I did it, and I felt it drop, and I was like, oh, hopefully no one see it. I hear this guy go, damn. I was like, fuck, dude. I don't care about 50 Shades of Grey either, right? That's what you were going to say?
Yeah. Fuck that movie.
The weirdest part for me with 50 Shades of Grey is, like, a lot of people were watching it with, like, the girlfriends and boyfriends thing isn't that weird to me. But I saw one dude in there watching it with his dad. Progressive parenting, I guess.
How old was the kid?
Oh, like 17.
That's
16,
father-son
17.
date. That's
And
fine.
that's just
Father-son date.
It's kind of pervy.
Hey, Dad, you want to go watch 50 Shades of Grey?
Exactly.
Well, I think I might have told this story on the podcast already, but have I told you guys the time that we were watching a movie as a family and like a sex scene came on and I tried to peek?
You've told us. I don't think on
I was
podcast,
going like
though.
this and the scene was going and so I was creaking my eye like this. Next minute, a jar of peanut butter hit me on the side of the head. My dad threw it at me and he was like, close your eyes.
Yeah, he wasn't even watching the TV. He was just waiting for you guys to do that shit.
Oh, yeah.
There's-
Well, and
That was
it's-
all intentional.
Yeah.
Just
It's
threw it
so
on.
stupid. Because at 7 years old, you think this is sneaky. You know what I'm saying? And now as a parent, I have kids and I see them do this and I'm like, you look like an idiot right now.
Oh, just like your daddy.
Are you guys going to do rules like that for your kids? Like be strict with music and movie selection and stuff like that?
I don't think music. maybe movie, maybe just no sex scenes. Pretty much like the way we grew up.
Yeah. Yep.
It all just depends on how the kid is. If the kid's like a menace and he's just running all over the place, I'm locking it down. I'm like fucking breaking him down, building him back up.
A menace.
Yeah,
Menace
but
to
if he's
society.
like just a fucking shy kid, and he just wants to stay inside and watch a movie, but it just so happen has a lot of gore, I'm like, okay. That's how you build serial killers. So
You're feeding into that.
fuck. I don't know.
Sounds like a lose-lose
A lose-lose.
situation.
I don't know. I go back and forth because obviously I do want to be censoring what they can see and making sure that they're, I mean, like you said, with I don't even know if you said but just making sure that they're seeing things that's like age appropriate. I don't want them to see anything crazy. Music is, I'm a little bit more lenient.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's harder because I like music that has
Explicit
profanity,
content, yeah.
kind of, yeah. So that would be harder to regulate. But I definitely will. I think I'll have an age limit on when they can get a phone, and then
Yep.
I'm gonna reduce their device time or TV
Yeah.
time for sure.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even get a phone till I was 18.
Damn.
That's how strict they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What, you
and
didn't
I
get
do
it
the
till
same
18
thing.
either? Really? When did you get a phone?
I had my first phone in 4th grade.
Fourth grade?
Yeah, but it was one of the old like Sprint flip phones. It didn't have internet. It was only for calling and texting. I didn't have like anything I could do on it. We did like a whole bunch of stuff after school, and then it depended on how late it was. If my aunt picked me up, if my mom picked me up, and they needed to be able to get a hold of me and my sisters. So
Yeah, that's understandable.
so I had a phone, but it was like the bare minimum phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how I got a phone. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade because we do traveling sports. And so when I'd be gone and the bus would be coming home, they would give me a phone so that I could like text my mom and say, hey, we're almost to the school, so she can meet me at the school. And it was always my dad's phone. It wasn't my phone. So he would let me take it for the night. And then I slowly started keeping it in my drawer just longer and longer. And he finally just went and bought a new phone.
Damn.
Yeah. So I remember for the first few years, people were calling me like looking for my dad, and I had to forward his number. I actually
So
liked
you
that rule,
finessed
though.
your way into a phone.
I wouldn't have gotten a phone for a long time.
Dang.
Jeez.
Because I think after that, they maybe bought me one phone, but after that, I bought all my other phones. They didn't buy me a single phone after that.
Yeah. So with that flip phone, like a funny story about our family is my older brother. You know how like back then you had like you would have the phone and then you'd upgrade to another phone, but then you keep the old phone. So my mom upgraded to a different phone, kept her little razor, and Richard decided to take it. Wasn't activated, wasn't charged, nothing. It was just a dead phone, black phone, just in his pocket. And he would just walk around, flip that thing like he's cool, just like that, go like this, and then just flip it back. There's this one time I caught him doing that, and I was like, bro, he's got a phone, and I'm a freshman, so he's a sophomore. I'm like, bro, he's got a phone already? He goes to shower. I grabbed that phone, flipped it up, it's off, and I'm like, it's like dead. So I'm like pressing all the buttons, I'm charging it, charger wouldn't work. And so I'm like, what the fuck? So I flip it back, and I put it back to where it was at. We go play outside, and we're doing this thing right here. My older brother and our other cousins right here. I'm looking at him, and he's doing the same thing. And I'm like, bro, he is faking it.
Damn.
This whole time.
That's so extra.
This whole time, I thought it was like an actual phone, a working phone. I was so jealous until I touched that thing, and I was like, bro, this thing's dead. It's not even working.
Damn. My first phone had an antenna in it.
Bro,
Flip
yeah.
it open and then the
Damn.
little
Pull the thing?
Yep, pull it open.
Damn.
Yeah.
Those are the little thicker ones, too.
Yep.
I remember
what I'm
the badass ones where when you could start to rotate it sideways and
Yep.
flick it up.
Yeah.
And you had to keep
Sidekicks.
flipping it. You're like, oh, I'm badass, dude. Like, those are the cool phones back in the day.
Heck yeah. Dwayne Wade teamed up with T-Mobile, or I think it was T-Mobile, but they had the Sidekick where you push the corner and the screen spins, and then it has a whole little keyboard. It's like a mini computer. Then on the back of it, it had a basketball, and it was all white with the leather basketball on the back. I thought that was like the future. I saw that phone. I was like, that is so sick. I wanted it so bad.
Dude, have you guys seen the foldable like phones, the touch
Yeah.
screens? Those are so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a full screen when it's obviously open, and
you
then you
open it
can
up.
close it.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird. It's like, how are you not breaking the glass? Or
Yeah.
like, well, when you have it open, it's like
It works
a
perfectly
good
fine.
phone. Yeah, it's
I don't think I can watch
Mind-boggling.
movies on that thing because the line in the middle would bug.
But you
me.
don't see the line.
Yeah, you don't
It's
see it.
like seamless.
yeah.
It's
really?
Yeah, the
It's
screen.
really weird.
Yeah, it's pretty advanced.
Oh, I did not know that. I was like, dude, there's no way that you're gonna, because you know how people watch movies on their phone. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna watch a movie on this phone because I thought that you could see the thing. Like it's just only the top screen, the bottom screen.
No, yeah, it's just like an iPhone. Like
Yeah.
it'll look just like that.
That is wild.
Except you
I
can
didn't
close
know
it.
that.
You know what piece of technology was ahead of its time? Freaking a PSP, the PlayStation
PSPs.
Portable. That
remember
thing
those, yeah.
was insane, and I feel like it didn't get a lot of love because they're pretty pricey. It was back
Yeah.
before a lot of parents were willing to pay for. Like now, it's normally get an Xbox or a Switch or something, but that thing was crazy, dude. That thing was super sick.
I've never played on one, but it was just like you're playing on your PlayStation.
Literally a Switch.
Yep.
It's your PlayStation on a Switch, and we like the only games I remember playing was like Prince of Persia and the 300 game. And bro, like that thing was like good graphics, good speed, play it anywhere.
At
We'd
the
go on long
time,
drive.
good
Yeah. Oh
graphics.
my goodness. Yeah. It's just that thing was ahead of its time for sure.
I've only played Game Boys,
Yeah.
like
I
growing
had a
up.
Game Boy.
Game
Yeah.
Boy was.
PSP was out of our range. It was like no way. We'll
Oh, I didn't have
get
one.
it.
My cousin had one. I played on his.
I had a
Lucky cousin,
who had
dude.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got all the cool toys. They had a car where it had the TV, and then you could hook up the audio and the video and stuff. So they played games on their way on their drives and stuff, like long road trips. And I'd always fight to get in their car, but they had a family. I know, and it's sometimes we'd be driving, and I could just see them, and they're playing, and I was like, "Dang it, dude."
Dude, that's always the worst. Like going on family drives with like your cousins and all that, and you're in the shitty car, the one that like play the shitty music, no
Yep.
one's talking, and you
dude.
just see your cousins in the back, and they're all fucking laughing. Oh,
Yep.
Not only that,
Worst.
just stopping at the gas station, everybody hops out. It's like, bro, remember this?
I know.
Yeah.
And then, all that story, and you're just sitting there. Can I get a bag of chips? And I'll go
I
back into my
hated
car.
that.
Yeah.
Or even like guys trips, because like there's certain people you want to be with, certain people you don't, whatever. And for my brother's bachelor party, I'm gonna kind of snitch on myself a little bit. We weren't drinking and driving because the driver wasn't drinking, but the rest of us was all drinking, which is actually illegal in Utah, the open container law.
Yeah.
So we're pounding beers. I think me and my dad and my brother pounded a 30 rack in like an hour going to Vegas, and we were pretty plastered. So like at one point, I'm like head out the window chugging a bottle, and Justice is in the other car. Justice, our buddy who likes to drink a lot, and he's with all the other guys who don't drink, and he's looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
That sucks.
We had to stop at the gas station because we had to pee so bad. He went and bought himself his own 30 rack and started pounding. Because he was stuck in the. They were cool guys. They're cool guys. They just weren't drinking, and so he's like, "Fuck this, dude."
So he was the type of people. As soon as you drove right past, he's just in the passenger window, like
Yeah.
tears coming down.
Well, there was 3 cars going down, and so us and another car, we were doing that to each other, like heads out the window, chugging. And then Justice was just, they were like in a minivan, I think, and he's just sitting there in the backseat, like, "Oh man."
That sounds like a blast.
Dude, it was fun actually. I got so drunk that when I was trying to check us in, I actually stopped drinking. There's like a Loves between us and Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I stopped drinking at that Loves to try to sober up so that I could check us in because I was gone.
That gas station's not too far. It's like on the outskirts, right? Probably like 15 minutes outside of the outskirts of
I think
Vegas.
it's a little
Yeah.
bit more, but
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I want to
pretty
say
close.
it's like 30, but yeah, same thing.
That's where you decided to sober up.
Yeah. My dumb ace, bro.
You can do this.
Vahoy didn't drink that many, so me and my dad were going. So I probably, I don't know, had 12 beers in that, like, what is that, hour and a half to get to that gas station. So I was feeling pretty good at that point. I just remember Justice, he got actually, I think he drank 15 beers from that gas station to the hotel. shotgunning him by himself. He can drink. I'm not. He's one of those guys that can actually drink a lot.
Wow.
Party animal.
Yeah, we went through a ton of beer right there. But I'm sober now. I almost
That's
got my
good.
almost got my 6-month patch. Nope. I already got my 6-month patch.
6 months.
Damn.
Pretty crazy. Huh?
Good shit.
Congrats.
Jeez.
Take a cup for your 6
Yeah,
months.
let's take a cup.
Well, just wrapped it up for another week. Thank you for stopping by, enjoying Muddy Roots podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Don't
All right.
forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
That part.